Hey guys, this is Sheyi here, and I have some very exciting announcement for you, especially for all of you who have been asking about the caregiver route to permanent residency in Canada. God has finally answered all your prayers. Now, the truth is, caregivers are very, very important in Canada. You know why? Because Canada has an aging population and a lot of these baby boomers are in one care home or the other and they need care. Apart from that, there are children as well as people with disabilities that also need a lot of care. And so the demand for caregivers keeps increasing from day to day. Yeah, and that's why Canada truly, truly needs a lot of caregivers. Canada has two caregiver pilot programs. That's the Home Child Care Provider Pilot and the Home Support Worker Pilot programs. Now, these are two pilot programs that are coming to an end. They ran for 5 years from 2019 till later this month, about the 17th of this month or so. And usually, when such pilots end, three things happen. They are usually just stopped completely, they are extended, or they are made permanent. Now, this pilot program has been made permanent. The Honorable Mac Miller, Minister of Immigration in Canada, just yesterday, June the 3rd, announced a new enhanced caregiver program that will allow caregivers to continue to come to Canada. And he also said they are working towards making the caregiver pilot programs permanent, which means that it will now be a standing permanent route for caregivers to be able to come to Canada. Now, let me give you some context to this. As part of the 2024 to 2026 Canada Immigration Plan, Canada plans to admit 15,000 caregivers as permanent residents. And as of April 30th, 2024, nearly 5,700 caregivers and their family members have become permanent residents since the launch of the two pilot programs. So you can see that there's still lots of space for you and your family to also come to Canada as caregivers. So it's really exciting that they're announcing this new caregiver route. Now, let's unpack this for those who want to take advantage of it. The exciting thing about this is that the new program will provide home care workers with permanent residency or PR on arrival in Canada. On arrival, I have not heard that before. And the caregivers will also be allowed to work for organizations and companies that provide temporary or part-time care for people who cannot support themselves or people who need care, people who are also recovering from an illness, an injury, or maybe an accident, which is very, very different from how the program used to run before. Now, this new pathway means that it will be easier for caregivers to find proper work with reliable employers. And like I said before, they can now have a clear, straightforward access to permanent resident status as soon as they arrive in Canada. Guys, is that not good news? If you're a caregiver or you know any caregiver and you can now see that this is a promising route for you to come to Canada, please go ahead and like this video and put your best emoji in the comments to communicate how excited you are. Now, let's go to the core of the matter. How do you qualify? If you are interested in this caregiver program, you must meet the 4 criteria below. Number 1 is the English test. You cannot run away from English. You either have to do the IELTS or the CELPIP English exam, and you have to score a minimum of 4 on the Canadian language benchmark. And this is very low, guys. It's very low. You can do it. Anybody can do it. 2, you need to have the equivalent of a Canadian high school diploma, which means that you actually went to secondary school, you finished, you have your diploma, you did WAEC, NECO, GC, whatever. You did high school. That is the lowest education credential that is required. Number 3 is that you have recent and relevant work experience. And number 4, you receive an offer for a full-time home care job in Canada. Guys, please take note of these 4 criteria and start working on putting your documents together. If you don't have the work experience, go and start getting the work experience as soon as possible, like now. Your work experience must be verifiable. Yeah, so the visa officer should be able to verify that you actually did the job. These are 4 things that is easy for anybody to get. So go make sure you get them and get yourself ready for this permanent residence route for caregivers. Now, with these new pathways, caregivers will find themselves on the fast track to securing employment in Canada and, most importantly, permanent residency in Canada. And before you ask me in the comments, I will answer you. I cannot do the process for you guys. You are the X factor in this process. You are the one who needs to be fully involved. Don't wait for anybody to do it for you. The route is for you as a caregiver. You know the 4 things that you need now. What is there that you cannot do by yourself? They are looking for somebody to do it for you. However, I can guide you when it comes to things like creating your CV, how to write a cover letter, how to find and engage with employers. Those ones I can do. I'll provide some guidance on that. I will leave the link to my Getting a Job in Canada step-by-step guide in the description below. You can also book a consultation call with me if you would like to discuss how you meet the requirement for this route. And I'm going to leave the link also in the description below. And please note that we have a webinar coming up this Saturday, June 8th, where we'll be talking about the step-by-step guide to get a job in Canada. You might want to attend that as well. I'm going to also leave the link in the description below. So guys, I'm really, really excited for caregivers and all those who are going to go ahead and get their experience in caregiving. I don't want to bombard you guys, but do something with this information. Do something with the information. Share it with your friends. Any caregiver that you know, share it with them. And if you want to start with understanding the step-by-step guide to getting a job in Canada, check out this video right here. Let's all be excited as we usher in this new era of caregiving and immigration in Canada. And trust me, guys, as more information on this program comes in the coming weeks, I will definitely bring them to you. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye for now.